This is about your son. Tomorrow everything will change for him. My dear child, if you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. Angel says, "My child, listen carefully. Heaven is watching. And the silence you feel right now is not absence. It is the stillness before the divine thunder. This is about your son, your precious son, the one you held in your arms and whispered prayers over in the dark of night. The one who once clung to your fingers with eyes wide open to the world. Something is moving in the unseen realms around him. Tomorrow everything will change for him. And I need you to open your heart and soul now before it becomes too late to truly see. There has been a shift in the spirit. Something was decided in the realm beyond what eyes can perceive. Your son is at a crossroads and the world will not give him time to make sense of what is coming. There are hands reaching toward him, hands that are not clean. There are voices whispering around him, not all of them sent by heaven. He has been standing at the edge of something vast and unknown. And I must speak now because you have been chosen as the intercessor, the shield, the voice, the spiritual watchman on the wall. He cried last night, didn't he? You didn't see it, but the angels did. He turned his face toward the ceiling, swallowed the words he could not say, and wondered if anyone truly sees him for who he is becoming. The weight on his shoulders is growing heavier, though he pretends to be strong. And while you've been asking for answers, while you've been crying in secret about what is coming for him, the heavens have prepared a reply. This message is for you. He is not lost. But he is not found in the place you think. You believe he is okay because he smiles. But the smile is painted with invisible tears. You believe he is strong because he walks on his own, but his spirit limps behind his shadow. There's something you haven't told anyone because you fear it sounds too strange. That sudden dream. That moment you felt someone calling out, in the early hours of the morning. That chill that made you sit up in bed. That wasn't your imagination. That was the cry of your son's spirit. There are people around him now who are not what they seem. Their laughter is poison wrapped in sweetness. Their friendship is a shadow disguised as sunlight. Someone has been planting doubt in his soul. Questions that are not his own. He is being drawn into a place of quiet confusion where light feels like darkness and wrong begins to feel like right. He is standing on spiritual fault lines, and you must know tomorrow everything begins to shift. I am not telling you this to frighten you. I am telling you this to prepare you. The battle is not in the physical. It is in the words unspoken. In the choices he makes behind closed doors. In the thoughts he entertains when no one else is watching. In the longing for something deeper that he can't explain to anyone, not even you. A woman will appear to him soon. She is not sent by me. She will speak words that seem kind, but her intentions are forged in subtle deception. She does not know she is being used, but she has aligned herself with something that desires to steal his peace, his focus, and his divine inheritance. Watch carefully. He will mention a name. You will feel something tighten in your spirit the moment you hear it. Do not ignore it. There is a message buried in his behavior. The shift in tone, the longer silences, the sudden anger. These are signs. You must look beyond his reactions and see the battle being waged for his soul. And though he may shut his door and say he's fine, though he may wave you away with a tired smile, you must understand he is asking you spiritually to fight for him. He does not have the words to explain it, but he is hoping you haven't stopped believing in the power of prayer. My eyes have never left him. Not once. Even when you feared he had wandered too far. Even when you watched him walk into that building and felt your stomach twist. Even when he didn't answer his phone and the world spun for a moment with fear, I was there. I was beside him. I shielded him from something that you didn't even know was coming. There was an accident that almost happened. A conversation that almost destroyed him. A text message he almost responded to. But my angels stepped in. However, you must know this. Protection is sustained through prayer. It is not guaranteed when the heart of the guardian falls asleep. Wake up, my child. You are his gatekeeper, and I have given you authority to close every spiritual door the enemy has cracked open around him. Your voice in the Spirit is more powerful than you realize. When you speak my word, heaven listens. When you cry out for him, angels are released. When you worship in the middle of your worry, chains begin to break, even the ones he can't see. He is being tempted by promises that seem golden. An opportunity will present itself soon, one that looks like success, but is wrapped in spiritual compromise. If he says yes too quickly, it will divert him from the divine path I crafted for him. But if he listens, if he hesitates long enough to feel that inner tug, I will redirect him. That is why I need you to be his whisper in the Spirit. Speak over him even when he cannot hear. Pray while he sleeps. Declare peace when he's restless. Anoint his door. Place your hand over his pillow and ask me to speak to him through dreams. The enemy does not want him to realize who he truly is. Because your son is a carrier of light. His life will influence more than you know. His voice will reach places you cannot imagine. And the one who tries to break him now is doing so out of fear. Because light when realized becomes impossible to silence. But your son is still discovering his own light. And that is when he is most vulnerable. This is the moment when the greatest breakthroughs can happen or the greatest confusions can take root. He will say something strange to you soon. A sentence that doesn't sound like him. Don't react in anger. Don't argue. Just listen. That sentence will reveal the door that is trying to open in his life. And your response will determine whether he feels safe to open his heart again. Listen more than you speak. Pray more than you worry. Trust more than you fear. Because I am still writing his story. And this chapter is not the end. It's the test before the promotion. Your love for him is a reflection of my love for you. You have carried him in the physical. Now I ask you to carry him in the spiritual. Just like you once fed him with your hands, I now ask you to feed his destiny with your faith. Because no prayer ever spoken in love goes unheard. And every tear you cried over him has watered the roots of something eternal. He may not see it now, but the fruit will come. He is not alone and neither are you. I have assigned an angel specifically to him for this season. This angel has stood by him since birth, but is now being activated for deeper intervention. Do not be surprised if your son begins to speak about strange dreams. If he mentions a bright light. If he says he saw someone in the room when no one else was there, that will be the sign that the veil is thinning. That my presence is drawing near. If only you could see the way heaven leans in every time you mention his name in prayer. If only you knew the war that was already won because you whispered his name in the middle of your exhaustion. If only you understood the inheritance I have stored for him, he would run from every temptation and into his calling. But he doesn't see it yet. That's why you must believe it double. That's why your faith must cover what his eyes still cannot see. Something is about to break. But not him. No, not your son. What's about to break is the chain that's tried to follow your family line for generations. The silence, the confusion, the shame. The addiction, the spiritual fog, it ends here because you are standing up. Because you are saying no more. Because you are believing despite the signs. And because love that is rooted in me never returns void. Watch for the number 3. 3 days from now, he will be confronted with a choice. You may not see it. He may not tell you, but his soul will know. Pray especially on that 3rd day. Fast if you can. Imagine the glory I am about to reveal in him, through you, and for generations to come. This is about your son. You are being called into the sacred inner room of revelation. Now there is a reason your spirit has been stirred and why your heart cannot settle, tonight. Tomorrow will not be like today. Something is shifting in the spirit realm and it is surrounding your son. There is a movement in the heavens that is changing the course of his life. And you are meant to be the one who witnesses this, who prays into it, who opens this message with trembling hands and an open heart. Your son, he has been carrying things in silence, walking roads even you couldn't see. There are choices he made while you thought he was asleep. and tears he wiped away in the corners of rooms you never entered. There is a calling on his name and it has weighed heavily on his shoulders. But what's about to happen will make the invisible visible. The things that were hidden will shout from the rooftops. And you, yes, you must open your spirit to receive what heaven is urgently trying to whisper before the clock strikes. There are angels surrounding his bed tonight. There are scribes writing his name into a new scroll. There is a celestial courtroom meeting about him. Everything he suffered, every failure he wept over, every word spoken against him, it is being weighed, judged, and reversed. The enemy thought your son was finished. But he doesn't know that the king has stepped in and declared, enough. There was a woman who once said, your son would never make it. There was a man who mocked his efforts and sneered at his dreams. But tomorrow the same mouths that cursed him will fall silent because something supernatural is coming and it will not be explained by logic. His transformation will not come through a motivational speech or a routine breakthrough. No, this is going to be holy. This is going to be divine. This is going to look like resurrection. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $20. There are dreams he buried because he didn't think he was worthy. There are journals he locked in drawers full of visions and wild ideas he thought nobody would believe. But heaven believed in him before he was even born. Before he took his first breath, a crown of purpose was placed on his destiny. And tomorrow, that crown is going to shine. A door will open that no man can shut. An email will come, a person will speak, or maybe even a divine encounter will happen in silence. But whatever it is, it will be the proof that God did not forget your son. This message is for you because you were chosen to carry him. You were chosen to love him. And even in the moments you didn't feel strong, you were building something eternal just by standing beside him. Your intercession, your cries at midnight, your protection, even when it looked small, became a covering that preserved him through invisible wars. There's something else. A decision he made recently. It almost cost him his future. There was a person, someone with a charming smile, but a snake in their heart, who nearly convinced your son to step away from everything sacred. This person came wrapped in false light, speaking words that felt warm but were rooted in manipulation. And your son, desperate to be seen and understood, almost fell completely. But the Spirit of God caught him in the last second. A dream he had last night wasn't just a dream. It was a warning and a promise. In that vision, he saw himself falling, but then wings caught him. That wasn't just imagination. That was a spiritual visitation. An angel of divine intervention intercepted the assignment against him. You need to know this. The curse has been cancelled. What was said against him has been shattered. Tomorrow when he wakes up, something will feel different. He might not even have the words. He might act strange or stare out of windows or suddenly become quiet. Don't worry. That is the moment his spirit begins to realign. That is the moment the shift happens. Just be present, be patient, and be in prayer. There is someone coming into his life, someone sent by the divine. This person will not look powerful, but they are carrying a word from heaven. They will mention something random, maybe a city, a book, a scripture, and your son's heart will burn. That's how he'll know. That's how you'll know. This isn't a coincidence. This is the next chapter. He once whispered to God, "If you're real, please just give me a sign." God heard him. And this message you're reading now, that's part of the answer. That's why you were led here. Because your son's cry reached the throne room. And God chose you to be the one to receive this message first. He doesn't need to be perfect to be chosen. He doesn't need to have it all figured out. Heaven is not looking for perfection, but for surrender. And your son, though wounded, though weary, is about to surrender in a way that will unlock blessings for your entire bloodline. This is bigger than him. This is about a generational turning point. He's felt shame more than you know. He's walked into rooms and felt like he didn't belong. He stared at himself in the mirror and wondered why he was even born. But tomorrow begins the reversal. Tomorrow the veil is torn. He will start to feel again, believe again, rise again. There is one person who still has influence over his emotions. This person doesn't mean him well. They are operating from jealousy. They pretend to care, but every time your son talks to them, he feels smaller, darker, colder. Be watchful. That connection will soon break, but it may come with some shaking. Don't fear the shaking. It's the only way some false ties get cut. A door he thought was forever closed will open and it will be better than before. He will be offered something unexpected, maybe a job, maybe an opportunity in a distant place, maybe even a second chance with someone he thought he lost forever. Whatever it is, discern it in prayer. Because what's coming will require courage. And not everyone will understand the favor that's about to surround your son. When he was a little child, heaven placed something sacred in his hands. Maybe you've seen glimpses of it. His creativity, his empathy. The way he speaks or leads or writes. That gift was not random. It was a seed from the King, and now that seed is about to bloom. You might not recognize it at first. It may bloom quietly, but when it does, the fragrance will fill the entire house. Someone from his past is about to apologize unexpectedly. Don't be surprised if he gets a message, a letter, or a phone call. this person who once broke him is being stirred by divine conviction. Whether or not he reconciles with them isn't the point. The point is he'll finally know the truth. He was never the problem. He was always the light. There is a blessing hidden in the pain he endured last year. Yes, the year that broke him is about to bless him. The very same area where he experienced the most loss, that's where he'll see the most favor. Don't try to control it. Just watch it unfold. It will be like watching rain fall on a cracked desert and suddenly wild flowers begin to bloom. He's going to smile differently soon. You'll notice it. There will be a weight lifted from him. He may start laughing again for no reason. He may start humming, dancing, or simply resting in a way he hasn't in years. That's when you'll know his soul has been touched by the divine. There is one thing you must do. Pray tonight. Not just a soft whisper, but a deep cry. Speak his name into the heavens. Say it aloud. Light a candle if you must. Kneel if you feel led. But speak it with faith. Because tomorrow something changes. And the angels have been waiting for your agreement. You are not imagining this shift. You are not overreacting. The intensity you feel is real. It's the sound of chains breaking. It's the sound of a prison door opening. It's the sound of destiny coming into alignment. Your son may not tell you everything right away. He may still hold things close. But trust the signs. Trust the fruit. Trust the inner knowing, because while he sleeps tonight, his spirit is being reawakened. Watch for the signs tomorrow. A bird that sings at an unusual time. A clock that stops or strikes at a strange moment. A word that repeats more than once. These are not coincidences. These are whispers from eternity. Heaven is close. The veil is thin. The next chapter of your son's story is about to begin, and nothing will be the same. This is about your son. Tomorrow everything will change for him. Open now to find out. This message is for you. Do not doubt it. Do not delay. Be still. Be ready, and above all believe. This is about your son. Tomorrow everything will change for him. Open now to find out. This message is for you. The winds of the Spirit have stirred, and something eternal has moved through the fabric of time to bring this moment into your hands. This moment is sacred. Do not overlook it. Do not scroll past it like it is nothing. It is not nothing. It is not ordinary. It is not noise. It is the call of heaven wrapped in words that will only echo once like this again in your life. Something you have prayed for is no longer just floating in the realm of hope. It has touched the borders of reality. The prayers you whispered when no one was listening. When tears soaked your pillow. When you stared at the ceiling at 3 a.m. wondering if your son would ever come into the light, if he would ever find peace, if he would ever be truly free from what you feared would bind him forever, those prayers were not in vain. They were not lost. They were not ignored. They were not small. You carried him in your womb or in your arms. You carried his laughter and then you carried his silence. You carried his rebellion and his distance. You carried the way his eyes began to. They partnered with the wrong side. Let God reveal who is real and who is not. Let the Holy Spirit speak clearly. He will guide you now into the next phase. This is a spiritual correction of your timeline. It's a divine rewiring of your inheritance. It is rare. It is powerful. It is happening now, and it cannot be reversed. Watch fast. Don't delay. Don't go back to old places. Don't run to people who once pretended to be you. You must step fully into this restoration. Your life is not ending. It is beginning. The old story has closed. A new chapter is being written. A chapter where your name is honored. A chapter where your gifts flourish. A chapter where you no longer have to fight for what is already yours. God says, I am restoring your name in rooms you've never even entered. I am cleaning your record in the Spirit. I am opening what was closed. I am healing what was wounded. And I am doing it all because you are mine. You didn't choose this calling. It chose you. You didn't ask for this battle, but you survived it. And now the victory is yours. Archangel Michael is standing near you now. He has watched this long enough and his voice is loud and clear. This is for you. Don't ignore this. Someone stole your name. But now God is giving it back. Brighter, stronger, and fully yours. The clock just struck. The 3 hours have passed. The spiritual window has shifted. And God says the moment of truth has arrived. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. There's no turning back now. What was once hidden has been forced into the open. What you weren't ready to see has now stepped forward with its full face showing. And God says, I let you get this far because I needed you to see who she truly is. Not through your heart, but through my vision. Not through emotions, but through revelation. You thought she was helping. You thought she was healing, but now you feel it, don't you? The spiritual fog lifting. The peace leaving every room she steps in. The strange exhaustion after every conversation. The gut feeling you keep ignoring. That's not coincidence. That's discernment crying out inside you. The trap was clever, so well designed, even angels paused and watched closely. It was built using your vulnerabilities, shaped around your trauma, molded with precision based on your past wounds. But she failed to calculate one thing. Your God has never stopped watching you. She underestimated the presence surrounding you. She forgot that when God breathes on you, no plan of the enemy can succeed. The trap activated, yes, but it collapsed before you stepped in. Heaven disrupted it with force. Something you didn't even know was being planned just fell apart. You may never know the full extent of the danger you just escaped, but make no mistake, it was real. It was deadly, and it would have altered your life in ways that felt permanent. God says, I intervened because you are mine, because your calling carries too much weight. Because your voice is too important in the earth. Because your heart is too pure to be entangled with vipers. And now that the exposure has begun, do not run from what you see. Do not let your compassion blind your clarity. She is not who she claims to be. Her hands are not clean. Her words are not sincere. Her spirit is not aligned with heaven. She moves like a friend but thinks like a sabor. She inserts herself in your joy so she can sabotage your peace. And now that the veil has lifted, she feels it. The shift, the recognition in your eyes, the moment where you stop being spiritually blind. She's scrambling now, crafting new words, shaping new stories, rehearsing new apologies. But it's not from conviction. It's from fear. She's afraid of being seen. Afraid of being caught. Afraid that her access to your future is closing for good because it is. God has shut the door and heaven is sealing it. Do not open it again. She may weep. She may explain. She may twist the truth until it sounds like regret. But remember what the Lord said. This is not about her emotions. It's about her mission. And her mission was to dismantle you quietly. Spiritually, slowly, until one day you woke up and realized you had lost everything and didn't even know when it started. But that will not be your story, because God intercepted the cycle. Because God stepped in at the very last moment. Because God still honors your prayers, even the ones you whispered under your breath. You don't have to argue. You don't have to accuse. Just watch. Watch how things begin to unravel around her. Watch how the truth falls from her own lips. Watch how her actions expose what her mouth could never confess. Heaven is orchestrating a revelation. And this time, everyone around you will see it. God is not just revealing her to you. He's revealing her to others. To those who doubted you. To those she deceived, to those who thought you were overreacting, the truth is going public. And when it does, God says, stay silent. Do not defend yourself. I will speak for you. You were not created to carry the weight of betrayal forever. The heaviness she brought into your life was never yours to hold. And now it's leaving. One by one, the spiritual strings she tried to attach to your soul are snapping. You may feel lighter in your body. You may feel space in your mind. You may feel moments of peace so unfamiliar it almost feels scary. That's not fear. That's freedom. You are no longer bound to her confusion. You are no longer spiritually entangled with her manipulations. You are being restored. And restoration does not only mean healing from what was lost. It means receiving what was always meant for you, but delayed because of her interference. Now that she's removed, blessings will accelerate. The delays will lift. The silence will break. The open doors will multiply, because the block is gone. She was a spiritual dam holding back what God had already released. But heaven just removed the blockage. And now the river is flowing. You'll start to notice strange things. Phone calls you were waiting for suddenly coming. People returning to you with apologies. Resources you couldn't find now offered without you asking. Ideas you once felt stuck about now unfolding easily. That's the flood of favor being restored. And it's not random. It's a result of spiritual removal. What you thought was emotional confusion was spiritual warfare. What you thought was just friendship was actually sabotage in disguise. But God has set you free completely. No residue, no guilt, no going back. She may try again. Darkness rarely gives up after one defeat. But now you are no longer an easy target. Your discernment has been upgraded. Your spiritual eyes have been opened. And most importantly, you've remembered your authority. You don't have to fear people who smile and lie. You don't have to defend your intuition. You were right to feel what you felt. You were right to question her motives. You were right to pull back. You were right to obey the voice of God. And now you will be right to move forward in power, in clarity, in peace. And now that you're here, God has one more thing to say. There is something you were meant to do that she would have prevented. A project, a connection, a relationship, a new beginning. And now it is free to manifest. Expect alignment, expect restoration. Expect sudden news. There is a divine domino effect being released into your life. And it starts today. Within days, you'll look back and realize this moment was the pivot point. The moment where everything shifted, not just externally, but in you. Because what she tried to destroy most wasn't your reputation. It was your faith. She tried to drain your confidence. She wanted you to doubt your purpose. She wanted you to believe you were weak, unstable, confused. She wanted to play savior so you'd stay broken enough to need her. But God stepped in and said, "No more." He is restoring your voice, restoring your boldness, restoring your identity, restoring your spiritual fire. You are not broken. You are awakened. You are not lost. You are found. You are not vulnerable. You are divinely shielded. You are not confused. You are walking in revelation. This moment is sacred and it's only the beginning. And now God whispers, "Walk forward, child. Let her go. Don't look back. She will try, she will panic. She will speak. But she will not stop what I have declared over you." The trap failed. The enemy is exposed. Your hands are clean. Your heart is safe. Your future is waiting. Walk in it boldly. Walk in it now. God says this message has reached you at the divine time. Not a moment early, not a second late. What is unfolding now is something you must not take lightly. For the heavens have watched this deceit unfold in silence. And now the moment has arrived where the hidden must come into the light. Archangel Michael says, "Don't ignore this. This is only for you." Someone, yes, a person with a face, a voice, a motive is secretly living under your name. They are taking what belongs to you. They are using your name, your blessings, your divine inheritance, and the life that was written for you. And it's not a mistake. This was intentional. This was a calculated spiritual theft. But God says the exposure is coming. You have walked with grace. You have wept in silence. You have suffered losses that made no sense. Doors that should have opened for you were delayed. People that should have stood by you suddenly disappeared. Blessings that were promised seemed to vanish. And you wondered why. Why does it feel like something invisible is blocking your path? Why does it feel like something is watching, waiting, siphoning your joy, your peace, your divine rewards? Now you know. Now the truth pierces the veil. Someone is living under your name, feeding on your favor, and wearing your identity like a stolen garment, and they thought you would never know. They thought heaven would stay silent. But heaven has spoken. God has spoken. And Archangel Michael is standing now with a drawn sword, ready to sever the ties between you and the deceiver. The curtain is falling and what was once hidden is about to be exposed in the most unexpected way. There is a record. There is a digital trail. There is a signature. There is a transaction. There is a message. There is a witness. God says all of it will come together like a divine storm and reveal the name of the one who pretended to be you. The one who used your information to take benefits spiritually, financially, emotionally. This is not just about paperwork. This is about destiny. Yes, your divine destiny. There are blessings assigned to your name that heaven wrote long before you were born. And when someone steps in and lives as you, when they take what belongs to your spirit, they are interfering with a holy contract between you and God. That is not just betrayal. It is blasphemy. And God will not allow it to continue. The time of mercy has ended for this impersonator. They had time to repent. They had time to come forward. They had time to admit the truth. They didn't. So now it will be revealed in the most unexpected way. An alert is coming. A phone call. An anonymous letter, a government inquiry, a camera snapshot, a voice message, a shocking email from someone you least expect, and the truth will be undeniable. Archangel Michael says this will happen quickly. In fact, it's already in motion. You may have felt strange signs lately, a number that kept repeating. A dream where you saw someone familiar, but something felt wrong. A delay that didn't make sense. A sense that someone else was walking in your path. That was not coincidence. That was a divine signal. Michael says, this person doesn't live in your home, but they are close. Not always physically, but in reach. They may have once been part of your inner circle. A former friend, a relative, an old coworker, a person who got access to your data, your photos, your voice, your trust. They took that trust and used it as a weapon. And when you started feeling like you were stuck, like nothing was moving, like every effort felt blocked, it was because someone was intercepting your spiritual mail. They were getting what was meant for you. The miracles, the job offers, the open doors, even the compliments. And heaven was silent for a time. But that silence is breaking now. God says, watch fast. Pay attention. Something strange is about to appear on your phone. A name, a message, a notification that doesn't belong, a charge that you didn't make. A file you didn't create, an account you never signed up for. And when you see it, do not brush it off. Do not tell yourself it's small or meaningless. That will be your sign. That will be your confirmation that everything this message said was true. There's an organization, government, financial, or spiritual, that has noticed something doesn't add up. There's a mismatch. There's a discrepancy. There's an alert flag. You might get a letter in the mail that seems confusing. You might see your name appear somewhere it shouldn't. You might be told by someone in authority, "Are you sure this is you?" Don't panic. That will be the moment you know this is the exposure God promised. And do not fear. You are protected. You are covered. You are not alone. God has already sent angels to walk beside you. Michael has gone ahead of you. Every document that was falsified is already being rewritten in the Spirit. Every lie told about you is already being unraveled. The person pretending to be you will face judgment not because you asked for revenge but because God is a God of justice. There is a divine courtroom and it has been opened. Your name is on the case file. The accuser will be shown for who they really are and the blessings that were hijacked will be rerouted back to you. Some of them were delayed by months, others by years, but now they are coming quickly. Restoration in full measure. But you must pray. You must declare, God, no more delay. Every blessing that was stolen under my name, I reclaim it. Every lie spoken using my voice, I silence it. Every impersonator who stood in my identity, I release them to your judgment and I receive my inheritance back. Say this with faith. Say it as many times as you need because this is not just a situation. It's a spiritual battle and your voice has power. Michael says you may feel a strange energy soon, a heaviness lifting, a door unlocking, a strange feeling of release. That's not imagination. That's the grip of this impersonation breaking off your life. The confusion that followed you will lift. The heaviness on your mind will clear. The things you lost will begin to return. And the person God says they will be exposed in such a way that you won't even have to fight. It will come to you. Someone will tell you the truth. Someone will say, I don't know how to say this, but you need to know what I found. And you will know. You will remember this moment, this message, and your heart will say, "This is it. This is what Michael warned me about." You may cry. You may shake. You may feel a mix of sadness, betrayal, and relief. That's okay. Let yourself feel. But do not let yourself fall. God is lifting you higher, not lower. This is the divine turnaround you didn't see coming. This is the exposure that will open every shut door. You are not just reclaiming your name. You are reclaiming your purpose, your favor, your peace, your joy, your recognition, your divine status. And what comes next will be even more beautiful than what was stolen. You may wonder, how did they get this far pretending to be me? And the answer is simple. You are powerful. Your name carries weight. Your destiny carries light. Even those in darkness can recognize it. That's why they tried to copy you. But a copy will never hold the power of the original. And you are the original. God made you, chose you, blessed you, and no false version can hold the throne that heaven created just for you, so prepare yourself. Keep your spirit alert. Stay prayed up. Guard your space. Watch for the signs. And when the moment of truth arrives, when the mask falls and the real face is shown, walk away from the fire without bitterness. Let God handle the justice. Let heaven handle the sentence. And you walk in freedom because you are not a victim. You are a vessel of light. And now your name, your life, your destiny is being restored. God is with you. You are safe.